Hi everybody, this is Tipsy Tuesday, and I have a tip for you this week for shopping bags. I do use my shopping bags, but storage can be a little bit of a hassle sometimes. So I'm going to show you a couple of things I do. I have two different ways I store them. One of them is recycling your Kleenex boxes. This is a really good tip if you want to put these in a drawer or up on a shelf or even in a wire rack on the inside of your pantry door or something like that. And depending on how many you want to store or how big your space is determines what size box you want to get. This one is a bigger box. This one we store close to our litter box. And I'm going to show you how we put these bags in here because it's a really cool idea. You take your bag and you kind of fold it in half like this, fold it in half again like this, and then you just stuff it down inside your box. Okay, just like that. Just stuff it in there. Now, the part that you got to remember is you take your handles, you keep your handles out, okay? Then you take your next bag, you fold it in half again just to make it like a tube, and you take the end of it, the bottom of it, not the handle part, but the bottom of it, and you loop it through your handles, and you just kind of twist it so that they're together, and you stuff that down in your box. And you leave your handles out. Just like that. Okay? And you keep doing that with your bags. Every time you get a bag, you just kind of fold it in fourths. Loop it through your handle. Just put it through that. And fold it up, and then just stuff it down in your box. Now, when you want to use a bag, you simply pull it out. And when you pull it out, your next bag comes out, just like your trash bags. They just kind of pull each other out. And then when you need to add one to it, you just put it back through your handles, loop it around, and stuff it down in there. And these Kleenex boxes can hold a lot of bags. Now, you can use other things too. I've actually used a coffee can where I just cut a hole in the top of the plastic lid and done the same thing with it, and it worked really great. That would be really good for like if you wanted to store out in your garage or something like that. But that's one way of doing it. Coffee cans, old baby wipes boxes are another good one. And I'm sure you've all seen the bags that you can buy. And this is another, easy one to store them in. And I'm going to show you how to make one of those bags really fast. Now, I sewed this really rough, sewed it so you could kind of see what the stitches were I used. And what I did is I had an old shirt, here it is, that we didn't want anymore, and I thought, okay, it's a long sleeve shirt, okay, and what I did was I took the sleeve. Now let me show you the finished. This is what I came up with, and it's a bag. It's a little bit thinner than the ones you buy, but it's very easy made. What I did was I cut the sleeve off right here at the shoulder, this right here, and I just cut along the seam, close to the seam, okay, and then I took the cuff end of it and I left that as is, but I cut this part, and I cut it two different places. I cut it along this seam here, and then I cut it straight across right here so that it would be like this. And then I saved this part, And what I did was I took the cut end and I just kind of folded it over. And like I said, I sewed this really rough. I just folded it over and done a really rough running seam. Can you see that seam? It's real rough. I made it rough so that you could see it. It's just a running stitch all the way around, and I put in a small piece of elastic. The elastic was the width of this, so I just made it this long, okay, so it would gather up. And you don't have to put the elastic in if you don't want to. I just did it to make it heavier and more stable. But the running stitch, when you do a running stitch, it gathers. It makes those gathered stitches. So you can just use a running stitch. I just put the piece of elastic in it to make it a little heavier. And this is elastic I use, just a real thin elastic, just to make it a little heavier. And then this waist part that I cut off, I just took that and I rolled it up, and I just kind of sewed it together like this. Can you see those stitches? I just kind of sewed it together. Yeah, just kind of to where it was closed up, and then I sewed it inside of the cuff end of the sleeve. See that? And then that gives you a little bag or a little hanger to hang it on. Now, you can also make these little bags out of tube socks or other socks, and what you want to do is cut the bottom toe. If it's a tube sock, just the toe of it off, or if it's more of a fitted sock, you can cut it just above where the ankle would be, and just keep the long part of it, and then again hem the cut part, and then the scrap, whatever you cut off, you can make it into a hanging tab or into a handle or something like that, to make you a little bag. And then all you do, in case of any of you don't know how to use these bags, what I do is I fold my bag into quarters, and I just simply wrap it around my hand like this, and I tuck the handle inside to make this little ball, and then you just stuff it down into your bag like that, and your bag fills up, and then you can pull them out from the bottom, you know. And you can also use the method where you hook them together, but for a bag it is a little bit harder to do. It's a little easier if you just ball them up and fill your little tube up with them. And then you just pull them out the bottom, and you can hang this up in your pantry or in your linen closet or wherever you want to hang them up at. Makes it really handy for storing your bags and to get your bags out easily. My favorite right now is the boxes, because the way my kitchen is set up, but I keep these in my laundry room. So that we can grab a bag out when our dogs go out, and grab a bag to take with us when we go on a walk. But that's where I keep this one. It's usually full of bags, but we took them out, you know, so I could show it. That one stays in my laundry room by the back door, and then but these hang up anywhere, and you can make them out of anything that is tubular like this. Or you can just sew a piece of fabric together and make your own. They're super easy to make. But that's another way of using up old clothing. You know, so we're going to make a little t-shirt, little summer shirt out of this. We didn't really care for it as a winter shirt, but I make a cute little summer shirt by cutting the sleeves off. And I'm halfway to having my new little summer top. So anyway, yeah. All right, well, that'll take care of it for Tipsy Tuesday. And in a few weeks, I've been getting a few tips in the comments, and in a few weeks I'll do a video of my viewers' tips and the things that they've shared or shown me and things like that, and got some pretty good ones. I've got some pretty good ones. All right, you all have a nice day, and I will see you later. Bye.